find a reason or a rhyme for all the twisted things that go through the dark abyss in my mind. It's hard for me to fight, feel like I'm wasting my time. You put me through the shit, now I'm done with it. Cause I just want to get away from everything that's pushing me down. Can you catch me? Can you save me? Feels just like I'm starting to fall down this rabbit hole. How far can I go? Can you save me from this feeling? I can't take it anymore. You don't know me anything but everything. My life, my smile, my childhood, my dignity you took from me. Now I feel like I'm falling down this rabbit hole. I'm falling down this rabbit hole again. When will it end? I can't see beyond what you will show me. I refuse to believe in you. You gotta reach down and pull up your spirit. Gotta reach down. Come on, let me hear it from the bottom of the valley to the fucking roof. Take a leap of faith and accept the truth. I just want to get away from everything that's pushing me down. Can you catch me? Can you save me? Feels just like I'm starting to fall down this rabbit hole. How far can I go? Can you save me?
We will be live immediately after this song.
You don't know me anything but everything. My life, my smile, my childhood, my dignity you took from me. Now I feel like I'm falling down this rabbit hole. I'm falling down this rabbit hole again. When will it end? I can't see beyond what you will show me. I refuse to believe in you. You gotta reach down and pull up your spirit. Gotta reach down. Come on, let me hear it from the bottom of the valley to the fucking roof. Take a leap of faith and accept the truth. Throw me a rope, throw me a ladder. I can't reach it, help me reach it. Throw me a rope, throw me a ladder. I can't reach it, help me reach it. Throw me a rope, throw me a ladder. I can't reach it, help me reach it. Throw me a rope, throw me a ladder. I can't reach it, help me reach it. I can't reach it, help me reach it. You don't know me anything but everything. My life, my smile, my childhood, my dignity you took from me. And now I feel like I'm falling down this rabbit hole. I'm falling down this rabbit hole again. I can't reach it, help me reach it. 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 I can't reach it.
Ignition sequence start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? You're listening to the Realest Podcast, and welcome to another edition. Well, not another, but welcome to the prediction show for TLC, SmackDown's exclusive pay-per-view for tonight. Joined by Andrew and Kyle. A piece of my beard just got pulled from the microphone. Like, it hurt. I was like,
Surprise!
Like, seriously, like, hi,
Good job.
you think you're doing a show today. Sorry for all the extra noise. Pay-per-view wise, we're filled with could be a great pay-per-view, and it could be a lackluster pay-per-view. So, what do you guys think?
I think it has the potential to be good, but I mean, the match is just like, there's nothing really that jumps out and is crazy about tonight. There's nothing amazing that's going on. There's just like a bunch of matches that could be good, could end up like shit. So, I mean, it should be a good pay-per-view, but not a great one.
I disagree with you on at least 2 of those matches. Alexa
Which ones
Bliss
are
and
those? Did
Becky
they
Lynch
involve Dolph Ziggler?
and Dolph Ziggler and The Miz. I'm telling you right now. Dolph Ziggler and The Miz have torn the house down. I expected to see the same thing here for their last time out.
And for anyone that does not know yet, this is for NXT news. Samoa Joe has lost the title. He lost in Osaka, Japan. So, I assume I've seen a lot of stuff with NXT. So, let's just say this: we could honestly see Bobby Roode going up for the title in San Antonio. We could.
That could be
That'd
glory.
be a huge push.
All time.
It would be glorious. It's possible, but that'd be a huge push.
That's-
It's been done before.
That's
so
what
they
I'm
could do it.
seeing rumor-wise, and people are saying that, and I'm also seeing, but where does Joe defend the title again? That's the other question, in all honesty. But all-time Vince says Ellsworth is to turn heel tonight. 100%, he's turning heel tonight. But this isn't about NXT. Let's talk about SmackDown's exclusive pay-per-view of WWE TLC. And before we do start, I want to ask you both a question. Do you guys think that WWE should cut down on their pay-per-views, yes or no?
That's a tough one.
I like it. I like the pay-per-view schedule. It gives me something to look forward to every 2 weeks. And it, at least on the SmackDown end, they've really produced like grade A shows. It's the shows that I've been, more or less disappointed with have been the Raw pay-per-views. And I'm hoping that once Finn Balor comes back, or, I'm thinking that if Samoa Joe gets promoted to the main roster, he'll go to Raw as well. So, I could see the potential in Raw actually turning it around and actually putting on better shows.
Yeah, but I disagree. I think that they should stop with all of them. I think they should have just one pay-per-view a month. It gives them time to build on these pay-per-views. And, in my opinion, out of all of them, Raw needs it the most. But look at SmackDown with Survivor Series. They were building up to TLC during Survivor Series. So this pay-per-view has a lot of build-up. There's only one feud that I can really think of that doesn't have any build-up at all, and that's going to be the Tag Team Championship, which is what we're going to be discussing first. Heath Slater and Rhino defend their titles against the Wyatt family of Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Now, these two, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, have been working great as a team as of lately, as they won the Survivor Series, the traditional Survivor Series match. Randy Orton sacrificing himself for Bray Wyatt to get the victory. Now, obviously, we could be seeing them two going up against each other in WrestleMania easily, but we could also be seeing these guys as WWE Tag Team Championship or SmackDown Championships, and this will be Bray Wyatt's first title reign, or his first title. All-Time Vids says they should have a 4-week build-up because the 2-week build-up just seems to go by too fast, and that's where I agree. It just goes by way too fast. It doesn't build up a rivalry. Like Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles is kind of at a point where it's like,
Well, and it's interesting that you brought both those things up. The whole Bray Wyatt thing and the Dean Ambrose thing. I've been reading multiple reports from different sources that are saying that these feuds are nowhere near from being over. Like Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. Some of these sources are saying that he's going to turn on Bray Wyatt. I don't see that right away. I feel like it's definitely a possibility that they win the championships and then Randy Orton in the near future, probably by the next pay-per-view, turns on Bray Wyatt. I could see that. And, I hope to God that ain't true, that, Dean Ambrose is still going to be around for part of a feud with Cena and AJ Styles for a triple threat again. And, it's just, you hear about that kind of stuff, it is a little bit disheartening because it's, let me say this about at least the Bray Wyatt Randy Orton thing. It works. It fits for now. And you know that if they do win the championship, Orton's going to turn on him. And that's going to be how they lose the title. That a team that unstoppable is only going to be stopped by themselves.
Yeah. All-time vids in chat says Dean Ambrose is stale, just like the New Day. I completely agree, and I think once they gave him that title, and and I'm going to sound like a huge hypocrite here. I was one of the people to say when Dean came out with the Money in the Bank, I was, oh yes, he needs it, he deserves it, blah blah blah, and then he's not great as a champion. I don't think he was a strong champion at all. And I think that's where he got hurt, or it hurts him. I'm sorry about all the microphone movement. I can't find a comfortable spot for myself. Because for some reason, I have people mess with the microphone, and now it's just, not comfortable. But, Kyle, with this match, do you see Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton possibly winning?
I really hope so, because at the beginning of Heath Slater and Rhino's title reign, it was cool. Like, they had a lot of build-up. People were cheering for Heath Slater, and he got a bunch of huge pops. He was doing great. But now that they have the titles for this amount of time, they've really kind of fizzled out. Like, the crowd, I mean, they're still cheered by the crowd, yeah, but I just think they fizzled out. They don't have that spark they had before, and I think it'd be a perfect time for them to change and give Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. I would love to see them hold the titles, especially because Bray Wyatt, like you said, this will be his first title reign. It's been a long time overdue. He needs it so much, and that would help propel the Wyatt family to where they can go even higher than being a dominant tag team right now, because Bray and Randy were doing great things in a feud against each other, but with each other, they're doing great things too, and I want to see it keep going. And like Andrew said, it would be a really cool thing to see them win the titles and then eventually Randy turn on them, and then they keep that feud going, because I love that feud. I wanted to see more of it. The mind games and in the match was absolutely great, and I want to see more of them already in a feud against each other, but they need to hold the titles, man. Take it away from Heath Slater and Rhino, and just give them a chance, because they're a dominant tag team already, and they're awesome to see.
So you're saying Bray Wyatt and Orton?
Yeah, I really hope so. I want them to win. It's my prediction to win, and I really hope they get a chance. Because like I said, Heath Slater and Rhino were good for a little bit, but they've really fizzled out. Randy and Bray have a lot of momentum. They have a lot of crowd appeal, too. The crowd loves them. They are doing amazing things together. So give them more of a chance. Give them the run with the titles.
Yeah. Before Andrew gives his prediction, All-Time Vid says, I think Luke Harper will turn on Randy Orton because whenever I see Luke around Randy, he's always looking at Randy weirdly. I think it's going to be the other way around. I think Bray and Randy are going to kick Luke out because if you saw, you need to get the job done with Kane, and he hasn't been able to get the job done. So I think it's going to be the other way around. But Andrew, your prediction on the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship?
It's like I said, I've been hearing that Randy's going to turn on him before the match. I don't think that's the case, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Bray Wyatt is going to win his first championship in the WWE.
I think I'm going to go with Rhino and Slater because I think that something is...
Yeah, that's a safe bet. It's a safe bet.
I don't want to go... No, I'm not even... Because honestly, I feel like the safer bet's to go with the Wyatt family, but I think something is happening that we're not seeing with the Wyatt family as of right now. But let's talk about the boyfriend feud that seems like it's a boyfriend feud. Carmella versus Nikki Bella. These two hate each other, and they've actually done great with their feud, but it's slowly turned into where what it seems like that Carmella slept with Cena, and Nikki Bella's not happy with all the smack talk that Carmella is giving about John Cena. Obviously, that's not what's happening. These two just hate each other, and it's a great feud. But like that promo yesterday with Carmella on Nikki Bella, it was kind of like, whoa, why you? And then Nikki Bella came out and like I don't like whenever a superstar runs out to beat someone up because they're talking trash. I don't like that their music hits. Like let them run out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like. I mean, like she runs out and she's coming out to whip Carmella's ass, and then it turns. I mean, you can look but you can't touch, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, it kind of like ruins the illusion that like this person's actually pissed off. They want to come out because like basically you have the idea they're sitting back there waiting for their music to hit, and then they run out to come beat their ass. You don't get the idea that okay, they literally ran from their locker room out here to come beat some ass. No, like it ruins the illusion of it.
Not even just that, her music sucks for that.
Well, yeah, it's her
Like
music too, but
Stone
still,
Cold,
it's like the idea
Stone Cold could do it because you hear his music and you're like, he's gonna whip someone's ass. Oh God.
Yeah.
But it's like Nikki Bella, you're like, what is she doing? What is she doing?
I don't, it was even like when Cena did it, or other superstars too. It's like when their music hits, like I said, it ruins the entire idea. Like, oh man, their music hits, and here they come running. Were they just like waiting back there for their cue or something? Like, just let them run out.
Yeah, I mean, but like it just depends on the person. I think The Rock, Stone Cold could do it because their music, like as soon as they walk out, it's not like the build up for Cena because his music builds up, then he comes out. When Rocks and Stone Cold hit, it's boom, they're out there. But I'm honestly gonna say, I have like such a I have a prediction with the women's title. This is what's hard about it right now. I think I'm gonna go with Carmella tonight because Nikki Bella already has one over.
Mm-hmm.
I think Carmella's gonna win tonight.
I could definitely see that. I mean, it would be if Carmella wins, that would mean that the feud's going to extend. You know, in my opinion, I actually think that they're going to move on from Carmella, so I'm going to actually do the opposite. I'm going to say Nikki's going to take it.
What about you, Kyle?
Or call him in. I mean, I've kind of liked this feud, but it's been getting just like kind of stupid lately of Carmella just like ripping on Cena and all that stupid stuff. Like, man, it's like they want to show women as more like superstars, not as divas. But when you do shit like this, it's like, okay, this is blatantly like we're back to being divas again, right? Like, I don't like feuds like that. Personal stuff I'm okay with, but when you put it to this extent, I'm not a fan of. But I think they're going to end up keeping this feud. Oh, wait, what do you say, Andrew?
It makes it look like they ran out of material, and now it's kind of like they're just throwing shade at each other. You know what I mean? Like, I totally understand that. You know, just, you know, for me, I'm over it. I'm hoping that, you know, the WWE staff is over it as well because I'm tired of seeing it.
100%. The best thing ever was when they sorry, I got a text. When they were wrestling in the ring and Nikki looks at Carmella, you gonna talk about my man? You gonna talk about my man? And I'm like, oh God, this is cringeworthy. Please stop.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I want the feud to end, but I think they're gonna have having Carmella win, and then they're gonna extend the feud. I just think because they don't really know what else to do with them too, so they're just gonna have the feud keep going for at least one more pay-per-view. So I'm gonna say Carmella's gonna win.
Yeah, I could see that easily. Let's move on with a match that I am not looking forward to, haven't been looking forward to, still not looking forward to. Just what should be go on the pre-show, and that'd be it. Baron Corbin, who seems like he's losing the hair off the top of his head, versus Kalisto.
Really? You're not excited for this?
Not at all.
That's kind of interesting. It'll be interesting if Baron Corbin wins. If Kalisto wins, I'll be really pissed off.
Yes,
because Baron Corbin needs a damn push.
All-time vids knows. Bathroom break match is this match, 100%. I 100%.
The Surprised are still running with it. I mean, we knew it was coming, but it just these are two superstars who shouldn't be in the ring together. No. You got somebody who completely outweighs somebody else and someone who doesn't know how to work with anybody.
No, they don't need to be in the match at all. Just this doesn't need to happen. Baron Corbin's obviously going to win this match. If Kalisto wins, that's outrageous. But it's obvious that Corbin's going to win this because they're trying to protect Corbin. That's what they're doing, is protecting Corbin. So there's my prediction. Baron Corbin wins the match.
Statistically speaking, the betting odds against it right now are Baron Corbin in the lead, minus 400 versus Kalisto, which is 280. And for those of you who know anything about like betting odds statistics, it's always a negative for is the person who's leading or is projected to lead.
Well, every single Baron Corbin rivalry goes too long. I agree. I thought his rivalry with Dolph Ziggler went way too long. Like, I think he's an outstanding heel. I think he's easily someone that you can hate. But the problem is, I mean, so far since he's been on the main roster, every single feud that he's had has been going on way too long. Way too long. So Kyle, let's get this quick. What's your prediction on Baron Corbin versus Kalisto?
Baron Corbin definitely. He needs to win this. It's got to happen. It's been long overdue for him to just have like a really, really good feud and go up for the title. So I'm going to say he wins this feud over and let him move on for like the IC title.
All right, well, let's move on to, speaking of the IC title, to the IC title. The Intercontinental Championship is on the line tonight in a ladder match. And I forgot to add that Baron Corbin versus Kalisto will be a chairs match, which is a.k.a. a no disqualifications match. I don't know why they need to call it a chairs match.
Well, it's just a match is doomed to fail. I mean, every single chairs match in TLC history has been terrible.
You're absolutely right. And also, Nikki Bella versus Carmella will be a no disqualifications match also. Just another one I forgot to add stipulation. So this will be a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Who will win this match?
I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say Miz. The last time, I pretty much said how I never bet for the Miz and he always wins. So, I took a chance. I bet for the Miz and he won. So I'm going to say that they're going to keep it on him and end this feud with the Miz.
Right. I think Dolph Ziggler. There's no point. I think they'll end it with Dolph Ziggler winning because once again, it made no sense to have Ziggler versus Sami Zayn. I'm sorry, I'm so lost. It makes no sense to have face versus face, like in that situation. So easily, I could see the Ziggler winning it and having himself a run, and that being that, and then the Miz either going after the title or doing something else. So I'm gonna go with Dolph Ziggler, and all-time Vince is gonna go with the Miz.
All right, that's interesting. Well, I'm going to go with you, Blake, and I agree with you. I think that before Ziggler, the only reason he really lost the title was because it was stupid for a face to go up against a face at Survivor Series. So I think they're finally going to give the title to Ziggler, let him have a run with it again, and basically, in my opinion, give him like one more chance to really like shine with this title because he's done well lately. What he even said at the beginning of him and the Miz feud, it's that he's had multiple runs and they have really fizzled out, and he's gone from like everything to nothing. And so maybe this will be like his last chance to finally have glory, or they're going to take him to the curb because like I said, he's been given so many chances and he's fucked up a lot of them. And that's why he's been taken from the title. So I think this might be his last chance, and they're going to let him have the title.
And before
you got to remember, it's a no disqualification match. So like
ladders match,
anything, it's no matter what, it's a disqualification because anything can happen in a ladders match. So I mean, like you got to remember that Maurice is going to be at ringside, and if Maurice doesn't get involved, which she will, the Spirit Squad will get involved. So it's kind of like
Kenny, not Kenny, but one of them lost their job.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think the Spirit Squad would be involved anymore. But All-Time Vids says, Dolph makes the title look bad. Miz makes the title look better than the World Championship. I disagree with both of those comments. Reason one, you can't say Dolph Ziggler makes that title look bad when he really hasn't even had a run with the title. Now, I agree that having him lose as quick as he did is a bad look for the title. Two, AJ Styles has made the WWE World Heavyweight Championship a lot better than Dean Ambrose has. And his feuds have been great. Yeah, he's made to be looking like an idiot, but I think that after this, the feuds are about to get really good because the rumor of it being against The Undertaker, the rumor of being against John Cena, which that might have gotten killed because he got a movie role, and actually WWE is actually mad at John Cena at the moment because of him taking the new movie role. So I totally disagree that the title looks better than the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I honestly think the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is the better title out of both brands, the Universal and WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The only reason Universal is as good as it is because Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho are as great as they are on the mic. In-ring wise, I have not been invested in any of those matches.
And the way the wind's blowing right now, we're going to see Superman take that Universal Championship. And once he takes that championship, it won't mean jack shit.
Yeah, and not to mention he has the U.S. title on him at the moment. So let's move on. Speaking of, before we move on and we give our predictions on this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free. I promise. It doesn't charge you. Hit the subscribe button. Also hit that notifications button. It looks like a bell. And if you hit that notifications button, it'll let you know when we're live and when a video goes up. Yes, you can know exactly when we're live, and that way you don't have to tune in midway when we're going on with our show. So going forward to the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship between Alexa Bliss and the defending champion, Becky Lynch, in a tables match, which I actually really enjoy. And apparently she has a bruised spine, if I'm not mistaken. This being Becky Lynch. So, first off, I'm going to say we're going to go through this.
Uh-oh.
If you were to ask me right now, you can have either the Raws. I have complete creative control, and I can make up the storylines. Which roster do you want, Raw or SmackDown? I would say Raw immediately because I think their roster is way better than SmackDown. But as of right now, I think that SmackDown's title is a lot more important, and these stories are way better than any Raw storyline going on. The only storyline going on for the women in Raw is Becky Lynch, is Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks. And we're going to be getting that in 2 weeks at Roadblock. Who's excited for that?
I'll be honest, and this is the first time you're going to hear me say that I'm not excited to see that again. I think it's way too soon. We've seen it, 4 times now? Like 3 big matches and 2
Sasha
side
Banks
matches.
has won the title 3 times.
Oh. Yeah, so
this is her 3rd time.
I think, and see, this is why, you talk about the roster's better, but the writing is not, because it's just when you lose that championship that many times, and honestly, this is what's going on with the Intercontinental title right now. You could say, and this is why I want the Miz to win, because if the Miz loses the championship this quick again, it's going to make it just like the women's title. It's going to be like, it's all lackluster because you're just dropping the title and it absolutely means nothing.
Yeah, and another thing is the title hasn't changed hands since the beginning, since the title has been introduced. And they're building the story right. See, Raw, what they're doing is Raw's having where it keeps changing hands to make it seem like it's important. I think it goes by, the reign of of your champion. Like AJ Styles, title looks good. Intercontinental title before he lost it to Dolph Ziggler at No Mercy, it looked really good. Still does look good. Universal Champion since Kevin Owens won, looks okay. Women's title for SmackDown looks okay. Raw's Women's Championship is eh. I got not into an argument. I was talking to Jake DeMarco of the Joe Cronin Show. I think I said this on Tuesday. And we were talking about Sasha and Charlotte. And when we were talking about the match, and we were both saying it was a really good match. And then I said, well, it was a good match, but we're both tired of it. You and I are both tired of seeing them wrestle. I'm talking about me and Jake DeMarco. And he said, yeah, I agree, we are tired. And then I told him, but the only reason these matches are looking good is because they're adding these stipulations to these matches. And then I put it on the question, how many more stipulations can they put before this match just becomes bleh? Stale.
Look, and you make an excellent point there. There's a reason why Bayley versus Sasha is such a sought-after feud. It happened twice. One of which was an unprecedented thing, the Iron Woman match. So you're not getting it as much, so it's in more demand. It's just like the Undertaker. Everybody wants to see the Undertaker and Goldberg in the ring because I haven't seen them in a while. You start seeing the same thing over and over again. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin and Kalisto, and you look at all these feuds that keep happening one after another. Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles. And it doesn't matter how many people you put in there to star power or not. It's just going to start being lackluster after that. And it's not the women's wrestlers' fault. It's the WWE creative for not recognizing that. And they're trying to capitalize on all the money and keep it going. But what they're really doing is destroying their division.
And All Time Vids makes a point. The title's like a hot potato. And so let's go on to the prediction. Who wins between Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss? As I just got finished saying that I think that the title doesn't need to be moved and you need to have reigns, I honestly think Alexa Bliss will win tonight, and I think Becky Lynch will be the one to turn heel, and this is why she turns heel. When SmackDown went up against Team Raw, Nikki Bella got team captain. So I think Becky Lynch is the one who attacked Nikki Bella. And I think Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch have a feud after she goes after the title again.
I would actually be really interested in that if that were the case.
Because,
Everyone just assumes it was either Natalia or Carmella.
but let's be real here. Becky Lynch is good in the ring, but on the mic she's not that great, and she gets kind of boring.
Yeah, but, that a lot of it has to do with her accent, but you could probably say the same thing about Finn Balor when it comes to her accent,
Her accent doesn't
both
bother me.
have that thick Irish accent. Yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you in terms of Alexa Bliss probably is walking away with this championship match. I hope she does. I feel like she deserved it. I feel like it's her place at this time because she wasn't afforded the same opportunity she was in NXT because of, being in the twilight of, Asuka and Charlotte and Sasha and Bayley. She really hasn't had an opportunity to shine with a title, and I really think it would be nice to give her the title for a few months, see what she can do with it, let her prove herself. And not only that, but you can make Becky go into bigger and better things, possibly another rivalry.
Yeah, Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I do want to see Alexa Bliss win. I think it'd be cool for her to have the title, and she's because she's been doing amazing things. Like she's been moved up because the biggest thing with when she got moved up, a lot of people thought that she wasn't ready, that she still needed more time to develop. But she's done amazing things as a heel, on the mic, in the ring, everything. She's done great. But I just think knowing the creative team and just seeing where they're going with it, I think they might just keep the title around Becky's waist because just like the road of her trying to make it here and how well she's been doing with the title, I think they're just going to keep it around her waist for a little bit longer, and then have Alexa Bliss maybe like pay her dues a little bit more. I want to say. So I think my predictions here is that Becky Lynch is going to win it and keep going with the title because I mean she hasn't been doing bad with it yet.
No, she
She's
hasn't been doing
pretty
bad
good
with
it.
it.
So
This is me personally. I don't think that she's all that great on the microphone. It's not because of her accent. It's just I don't think
I
that
agree.
she. I don't know. I can't connect with her. And like Finn Balor's good on the mic too. I'll never forget. I'm gonna kick your arse. To Seth Rollins, and then Becky called Alexa a bitch, and I'm just like, whoa. But all right, let's move on, shall we? The main event of the evening, TLC, a TLC match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. AJ Styles versus Dean
I hope
Ambrose.
this is the nail in the coffin. This match needs to be the nail in the coffin for this.
It does. I think Dean
It
Ambrose
does.
will go on to other things.
But just so you know, and this is just for you guys, logistic-wise, on the betting odds, both AJ Styles and Becky Lynch are slated to retain by big numbers. So I don't know if that's like a sign. I don't know. I always look at the statistics. I actually should be watching the pre-show because they normally kind of give it away.
All-time vid says he can't see Dean winning. I honestly think that James Ellsworth will cause Dean Ambrose a title, causing Dean to turn heel, and then those two kind of having a feud, and then James Ellsworth going to the mid-card and being what he needs to be and getting out of the main event. So there's my prediction. I think AJ Styles retains. I don't think he'll lose the title until WrestleMania, if not at the Royal Rumble.
The only thing with this feud is that if...
And speaking of before,
my only issue with this feud is
before you go, the Elimination Chamber will be a Raw exclusive pay-per-view that got released, and Fastlane will be SmackDown. So, the only thing that makes sense is that a SmackDown superstar will win the Royal Rumble. If this is all true. Now go ahead.
The only thing with this feud is that if Dean Ambrose does lose, I don't know where he goes from here. Whether he goes face or heel, because it is quite possible that James Ellsworth will accidentally cause Dean to lose and Dean will become a heel. But then SmackDown will be screwed with faces. They don't have enough faces to do it. They don't have enough faces to do anything with it. That's why I was going to say, if Dean does go heel, then what the hell do they do with him? And if he loses, what do they do with him then? I don't know where's Dean going to go after this feud. They have like nowhere to put him. There's no one really to put him in a feud with, whether he goes face or heel. He's going to like be just there. Unless he goes back on the mid card and he goes back to that shit.
So you're saying AJ Styles?
I'm saying AJ Styles to win. Yeah, I want him to win, and he needs to win. He's doing amazing things with the title. He's a state champion. But my question is just, what do you do with Dean Ambrose after this if he loses? What do you do with him? There's nowhere to put him.
Any chance he might feud with the Miz?
Apollo Crews.
Apollo Creed.
Apollo Crews.
I mean, I'm just throwing things out there, man. All right. I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, it would work, but they
top
haven't really
faces
been doing anything for him, you know? They've been having him getting squashed by Baron Corbin.
Well, that's why after this feud, it's like the only person AJ Styles can really go up against is The Undertaker. There's no one left for him to fight. That's a face. There's no one left.
John Cena.
The only person.
I mean,
He's already been and done, and he's not going to come back.
For the title. He hasn't done it for the title.
Okay, for the title, yeah, maybe. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think Cena's going to come back anytime soon, especially because he said like he's doing a movie and stuff like that. I don't know if he's going to come back anytime soon.
He'll come
and
back
AJ's going to need an opponent by like Tuesday.
There's no way he doesn't come back for WrestleMania. The guy's going to come back for WrestleMania.
Okay, yeah, for WrestleMania, but what do you do on Tuesday? If they say AJ retains tonight, what happens on Tuesday? Because we have to know like who's up next for the title basically on Tuesday.
I don't know.
Who do you put there? There's like no one to put. That's the problem with this feud. That's the problem with SmackDown. They have no good faces. They have no.
They don't have any good faces. Andrew, your prediction.
That's why they've had the feud with Diesel. Yeah, go.
AJ Styles for sure, 100%.
All right. Well, let's get to this. Let's give this match of the night. Me, Andrew's gonna have a nerdgasm here. I honestly think the IC title will be match of the night.
Yeah, I could 100% see that. I mean, if they do what they've been doing and tearing the house down, absolutely. So I'm gonna afford that to them too. If not, Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch.
All Time Vid says Undertaker will do that thing after the match, like what he did to CM Punk, where the lights go out and then Undertaker pulls him under the ring, or his Undertaker is under the ring. So he's saying that about with AJ Styles. Kyle, match of the night.
Yeah, I hope that happens. Well, I was just to that point. I hope that happens. Or Undertaker's at like the top of the ramp, and he looks at AJ, something like that. Because Undertaker has to be the next guy. The match of the night. I mean, IC title is definitely my number one because just the feud's been amazing so far, and this is the last match they have to go out with a bang. But the main event, I think that's honestly going to be that's a close second. I really do. I think AJ and Dean are going to do great things, and we get to see AJ actually because we remember the last TLC against Roman Reigns. He did amazing things in the ring on the ladders, tables, doing all this. He was like springboard and everything. AJ has a great history of doing well in matches like that, so I think that's definitely a close second.
Yeah, and don't forget Undertaker's taking souls and digging holes. So, until later tonight, we will be live with our thoughts on TLC. So, until then, peace out. And before then, sit back and relax. Watch TLC. We'll be live later tonight with our thoughts. So, until then, peace out.
I've got so much pride, I didn't